Welcome to ISIS in the Bible, the Winter Gathering, week number 8, Liberation. The question for today is, how do you free the soul? Is that even a correct terminology? How do you free something that's intangible, aka pure love? Maybe you've heard it as, how does one attain Nirvana, or how does one transcend? Glad you could join us today. Here's a couple of thought starters for those who are going to watch this video later. What is a path to moksha? How does one attain Nirvana? How does the soul return to source? What is the method for achieving ataraxia? What practices lead to satori? How does one reach the union with Brahman? What is the process of the soul's ascension to pleroma? And how do we attain mayat, balance, and transcend the physical realm? All right, so we went around the room and got some awesome responses, and really good responses, and really heartfelt. And we decided we all want to live in community together. Let's talk about a little bit what's happening in the sky. Talk about number 1 first. Just quickly, because I got another slide for this, because we've been talking about this alignment that's coming for today on February the 28th in Aquarius. So I'll touch on that in the next couple of slides. But the second thing is, exactly when the wind picked up this morning here for Windsor, Ontario, really picked up around 9, and the temperature dropped like crazy. Okay, see, 9 a.m. So at 9 a.m. this morning, Eris was rising for us in Windsor, exactly opposite the moon descending. So you got the Ice Queen, so that's why I got this picture of the Ice Queen and the moon. So that little cold vortex is just spinning. You can see that, like that vacuum that you see when you put a magnet under a ferrocell. But this is beautiful. She's showing her face. She's showing us. And the other thing I just wanted to mention quickly, right at that time, something was being birthed with Lilith and Scorpio. Lilith is a temptress, Pallas. Lilith brings great gifts when you get over your temptations. So that was the message for today. So the winds of Isis and the face of Mama being shown to us. So if you want to talk about the Ice Queen, remember that cold is pure love. It will crystallize any muddy waters. It's all about love. That's why we have our cleanses that we talk about when things leave our body. We don't have anything. It's a cold. The true definition of cold. It's cleansing you. You're not getting anything. You didn't catch a virus, a bacteria, or any of that. Just one quick thing, just for the astrologers out there, because there's always a reason for everything. On February 22nd at 10:15 a.m., all kinds of people throughout the United States had a blackout on their cell phones. What could have caused that? They said their network teams took immediate action. At 10th, this is when they announced it, right? So at 10:15, if you come and look at the chart, so here is the chart for the day for that exact location of 96.8 West, Dallas, Texas, because that's where the central hub for AT&T is. So this is the location. You line up the dial, and right at that point is Palace. Communities are her domain. So a whole bunch of people were without connection in communities, weren't they? Do you think that fits? It's kind of fitting, isn't it? And exactly at that time, the moon was in line with Black Moon and Juno. Juno's Mary Magdalene. So Black Moon gives deep spiritual signs. And that's in Leo, across from Aquarius, which we're going to talk about. Oh yeah, by the way, it was down for 4 hours, and I forgot to bring that in here, but this alignment here, between the moon and Black Moon, so they got it back up when the moon was at the peak with Black Moon. So we've been reminding you for the past few weeks that today is an alignment. This alignment here in Aquarius, where you got Mercury, the Sun, and Saturn. And that's Aquarius is what? Forgiveness. It's the metaphysical flood that they talk about in the Bible. It's forgiveness and what's across from Aquarius. So people ask me about how do I learn about these houses. So I'm just going to go quickly over these, because people want to learn a language of the stars. So I'm spending a couple slides each week when I can, not to bore everybody. But there's so much out there, so we're trying to simplify this, but we need to include what we've now learned, the cycle of the Phoenix being key to the astrology. So when we know we have these cleansing things upon us, so you can align with the stars and the celestial sphere in the right way. There's a reason for the halos in the sky matching the paintings all over the world and the scribes in Egypt. So for the houses, aka zodiac, you need to learn the essence of that house. So for example, and I will be putting these online on a website so you can turn this dial, because it's really important that when you look at these, what's across from it. Okay, so this alignment's in Aquarius, which is forgiveness, etheric waters. Self-forgiveness is across from compassionate bravery. So be brave, be compassionate, especially about asking for forgiveness and forgiving others. So that's the message here. Saturn, Father Time, your wings is in there. Hygeia cleanses. Mercury, the Akashic record. Saturn, Father Time, and you. So this is what this means. And a lot of people are feeling it, 100% feeling it. So what is the medical essence between those two? So what do they have here? Legs and ankle, blood and circulation, skin, bone, and ankles. So blood and circulation is important because a lot of people are feeling this portion of it, because the cross is in Leo is spine and back, heart and the spine is structure. So it's important that we need to know that when there is a resistance to forgive, because this is forgiveness, and this alignment's now, when there is a resistance to forgive, because this is the blood in circulation, when there's a forgiveness to give from the heart, because it's across from the heart, and the heart does do the flow of circulation, there's a reason why these two are across from each other. If there's a resistance, then there's going to be a resistance in the blood flow. So that's important. Right now, I'm telling you guys, if you're being called upon by someone, something, somewhere where you need to ask people for forgiveness, be forgiving, do the whole Ho'oponopono. It's important right now. That's what the message is in the stars. So again, it's important. Like I said, I'll share these. You really got to pay attention to what's across from each other when there's something in a sign and something that's lighting up a chart. All right. Okay. Now it's time for more of Isis and the Bible Gang, and it's somehow there's so many more people that are researching the truth out of the Bible. So you're going to see a couple of Bible instances in here as well. So heart and forgiveness in the Bible, because with all this going on with Aquarius and Leo, the heart, where can you find that? Because this is key to transcendence. If you need to love and be pure love to transcend, then that whole forgiveness process and the heart, Aquarius, across from the heart, Leo, those alignments are there right now. It's happening. In the Bible, it's the book of Isaiah. Isaiah sure sounds like Isha, which is ruling goddess. Just it's coincidence? I don't know. Chapter 11, peace at last. This is where the deepest message of the heart and forgiveness is in the Bible. And I have to thank you, Janine, for this one. So the wolf shall dwell with the lamb, and the leopard shall lie down with the young goat, and the calf and the lion and the calf together, and a little child shall lead them. So there's your inner child, right? There's that pure love, but every being has got to be loving, and we got to be loving towards every being, because if you can't achieve Nirvana if you're not loving towards everything, every action that we do. So in chapter 65, the ruling goddess cleanses, because it said the Lord cleanses. The wolf and the lamb shall graze together. The lion shall eat straw like the ox, and dust shall be the serpent's food. They shall not hurt or destroy in all my holy mountain, says the ruling goddess. Remember, Lord means ruling goddess. So this is very powerful. If we want to achieve nirvana, and we know it's pure love, where does everything fit in your plan? Is all beings have the right to live in the world. All beings in this world get to be love, pure love. Beautiful. What is that? What is that, Judy?
The lion and the lamb. He's the lamb.
Oh my God,
the
lion and
lamb. The lamb's sitting on top of the lion.
That is so awesome. What a synchronicity. Yeah, you can see them down here, right? So this will happen. People say, well, yeah, but the lion eats meat. No, but the observer sees it. Why is the lion showing you that he's eating meat? Right? That's the ticket. They can only mimic us. All right, we'll move on. So thanks to Sister Patricia. Just look at this scene. This is a liberation scene, a transcendent scene. I'll read this first. In contradistinction to this state, due to loss of electrical power and vitality, is the vital, unwearied condition of the optic thalamus, or the all-seeing eye. As stated in Psalm 121:4, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Israel is knowing Isis, Ra, and Balaram. In other words, the Mother, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So this is the scene on the Egyptian walls. You have Isis, Virgin Mary, Nephthys, Mary Magdalene, right? It's a wing ceremony because they're the winged woman in the sky. Both of them are presenting themselves to me in the clouds as the winged woman. And those luminaries were behind at that time. And there's you with the crook and the flail. You've reached nirvana. You have both Marys wrapping their arms and their wings around you. You've graduated. This is true nirvana. You are now sovereign because you hold the crook and the flail, the Urim and the Thummim, which is in the Bible. Then you can see 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are the 4 corners of the earth. That's the 4 royal stars. That's the 4 gateways to achieve nirvana, to raise the consciousness. But you need to know what those 4 are, what you do. Self-forgiveness, compassionate bravery, chastity, and a solid foundational motherly quality. Those are the 4 of those 4: Aquarius, Leo, Taurus, and Scorpio. All right. Thanks, Sister Ziggy Star Eyes. She was researching the connection between the physical and the luminaries, aka wandering and fixed stars. Remember, the planets, asteroids, etc. are called wandering stars by the ancients. They're not rocks floating out in space. They are that which illuminates you in your physical presence. Right? So we're connected to it. So she went through, here's what she said. In Jude 1:8, in Peter and Corinthians, the following terms imply the same denotation: celestial beings, supernatural beings, glorious ones, glorious beings, dignities and dignitaries, angelic majesties, angels, heavenly beings. So here's a couple of them. There are also heavenly bodies, the sun, moon, and stars, and the earthly bodies, human, animals, and plants. But the glory and the beauty of the heavenly is one kind, and the glory of the earthly is another. Well, that's not true. We just talked about that. They're not inseparable. They look like they're different, but they're connected. They are also celestial bodies. The stars fought from heaven. The stars in their orbits fought against Sisera. That's the ego resistance. So what they're telling you is the light comes, there's a resistance, we cleanse. We have this relationship with the stars. That's where influenza comes, right? Influenced by the stars. And we call that a flu. which we've shown over and over and over again that people, when they have flu symptoms, it's in their chart. And then she went on to say, after reviewing those 3 verses, I compared them to Revelation. These state the 7 stars, the 7 golden lampstands, the 7 angels, the 7 churches, and the 7th Spirit of God are all one and the same. So your complete chakra systems. And then she quoted here Revelation 5:1. And I saw in the right hand of him that sat on the throne a book written with, on the backside, sealed with 7 seals. They're talking about light. The Bible is a metaphysical and physics book. It's beautiful. All right. Thank you, sister. From Edith of France. You'll be free when you understand that the cage where you live is made of thoughts. That one's a good one. So I had AI make this one. Here's what's happening to us right now with this Phoenix rising. We're getting our third eye washed out. Not with soap, but with magic, with love. We're transcending. We're trying to transcend. We got to, like Alfredo says, I'm going to read it verbatim. Hang on. Nirvana is where you are if you don't reject it. Thank you, Alfredo. All right. Here's from Tali. Let's get a little bit lighter before we close it up, wrap it up. Here's when you know you're starting to reach Nirvana, okay? When a car cuts you off, but then you notice it has a powerful angel number on its license plate. Get it? So in other words, you're not getting upset about it because, oh, there's an angel number on his, I guess it's angelic more than me that needed to get upset about it. All right. And it's from Chris Westerman, a little feel good before we wrap up. 2024 goals. That beautiful. Yeah. And one last thing that I noticed the other day, because the ether is pure love, and the word together has the word ether in it. The ether, the pure love. And that's all we have for today.